So let's talk about the David Moyes and Thomas Soucek press conference ahead of tomorrow's game. Yes, everybody. So David Moyes and Thomas Soucek have just finished their press conference ahead of the game tomorrow against Freiburg at 5:45. Let's get straight into it because we want to know about team news. From Moyes, the only team news is Bosch. We just need to see how Emerson is. That is the main one. Maxwell Cornet is back after treatment, but he won't make this one. So shock horror, Maxwell Cornet will not make the game tomorrow. What a bloody surprise. Oh, bless him, bless him. It was a very long press conference. Lots of talk about looking back in terms of European success and stuff like that. Asked about obviously the second leg, he said it's going to be tough, but we've done it before and we have to do it another way or one way or another. Our focus is only on how we can win, but the performance that we need to do that. The biggest memory of the same situation was against Sevilla, who had the competition won many times. We overcame that challenge, but Freiburg are a good team. This one is important because we have to win to get through, and we'll do our best to do that. And the fans, he needs the fans behind him. They've been especially brilliant in the European games. Sevilla again stands out. We've played some big sides and we've had some great nights on the continent. We'll need the crowd to play their part again. With the kickoff is a bit of a strange time, so people hopefully can get in because we need them. Asked about the kickoff time, he says we're not used to it, and it's a situation. It's difficult to get to places in London at that time. We will perform well. There we go. He said it. We will perform well. I'm sure we'll get the atmosphere, but we need to give something to shout about. Too bloody right. From a football perspective, I don't think it will change anything, and that's sort of the main gist. Really, the fact is, yes, it's a weird time. It's a very strong. I've got my thing like so you can hear me properly. It is a strange time, 5:45, but again, it's not our fault. It's a FIFA fault. FIFA's fault. That's it. So we've got to make do with it, make do and carry on in it. And obviously, you do hark back to that sort of Sevilla game where we were 1-0 down in the away leg, and we knew we had to win, and we did. It's an evening which will definitely remain in my memory as one of the best I've seen from a just crowd football excitement perspective, supporting West Ham. Obviously, he was asked about that, and he says we've got some good experience, some games like that, but we've also got lots of internationals in the team now as well. I think we're all still learning every game in this competition, and we'll do everything we can to get to the quarter-finals. And indeed, the quarter-final beckons. The draw will be on the Friday, immediately after, obviously, Friday after tomorrow, if that makes sense. Asked about some of the players. One person who made a massive impact over the weekend was Danny Ings with his 10-minute cameo. We could have had a hat-trick, scored a great goal, had a goal disallowed, and hit the crossbar. Asked about Danny and how he's happy in terms of his development into the side, particularly his performance in the last sort of 15 minutes on Sunday. He said, I think he came into the game that suited him on Sunday. Everyone knows he's a good finisher, and there were chances in and around the box that he took. That's his first goal for a while, and we are all happy for him. We all are. Does it warrant him having a start? I don't think so, in all honesty, because regardless, he went into. It just shows you play him in the right position in the front two, and he'll flourish. You put him up front on his own, or he won't flourish because that's not his position. But up to the front with an Antonio, it works well. Could we see that again tomorrow? I don't think so. I think we're going to go all out for. We're going to put our strongest side out, bar maybe Emerson. In terms of who might play, obviously There's question marks about the likes of Calvin Phillips and James Ward-Prowse as well. Both were substituted at half-time and were asked about their England aspirations with David Moyes. And he said, I don't pick the England team, but you'll have to be playing well regularly to make it. And hopefully they've both done that. Each player wants to be picked for their country. In fact, Holly did a really good show today about JWP and going through some of his stats of the season. Very interesting stuff, really. And yeah, Calvin Phillips hasn't played himself into the English squad at the moment. Asked about the transition of the club. Obviously, as if you want to be on the big stage, now is the time to act. If you can't perform, don't go on stage. From the first game we had in Europe, we've been on a good ride, and no one wants that to end. Indeed, we do not, Mr. Moyes. That's for sure. Asked whether, obviously, he's been preparing for penalties, because it could go to that tomorrow, a bit like the Arsenal game yesterday. We'll be as prepared as we need to be, and I'm sure Freiburg will be as well. So, could it go to penalties? Even if it does, we'll still be back for EastEnders, won't we, really? Considering it's a stupid time. Then Mr. Moyes passed on and was joined by Thomas Soucek. And he was asked about the game tomorrow as well, obviously. And he said, well, it's a massive game for all of us. We love playing in Europe. We want to go as far as we can again this season. For us, it's huge. And we know we have to come from behind. We didn't play that well from last season, but we know our quality and we have belief. Yes, we do, Thomas. Asked about his memories of Europe, because Prague was one of the best moments of my life. We know what it means to the fans as well. It's difficult, but you want more memories like that. We have a big game, but we're hopeful we can perform and get to the quarterfinals. Asked about Europe in general and the travels of West Ham in Europe since he's been here. Because we've had players who have played together in Europe for a while now, more experience. A lot of people are comparing this game to the Sevilla fixture 2 years ago. We were on there from the first minute of that match, and the fans were amazing. And hopefully tomorrow afternoon, Thomas, pans out like that. Asked about his current form, scoring a lot of goals at the moment. He's on course to get his highest goal average, goal total for West Ham since he's been here. He goes, I'm always happy to score goals, and this season I've been able to get a few. I'm happy to score, but it's always about the team. It doesn't matter who scores tomorrow. We just need to play together and make sure we get the results. Some great positivity there from Thomas Soucek. And asked about Freiburg. It's strange to play the same team 4 times in one season. You won twice, and then they beat us last week. But I hope we can come back tomorrow. We're all hungry, prepared, and hungry to get the result we need. Yes, Thomas Soucek. Yes. I'm confident. That Thomas Soucek interview. Finally, he was asked about David Moyes, or not finally, but obviously he was asked about David Moyes and the effect he's had on the side. You can all see the results we've had with him in charge here. What he's done is incredible. I'm so happy to have been part of his success. I think he's done really well over the years and this year. And obviously, Soucek being one of the first signings he had, wasn't he, when he joined? If you remember, he was the one who said, go and get me someone who runs. And they got Thomas Soucek. They got the aeroplane man. And then about West Ham's recent form, in the last sort of few weeks or so. Calvin Phillips, first. He says he's amazing in training. It's difficult for him to have not played that many games over the last few years. He's a really good worker and he'll be an important player for us. Thank you, Thomas. And then he was asked about the recent form of the side. I guess we saw against Burnley a difference between the first and second half. We wasted passes, but we improved a lot after half-time. And we'll try to use that energy going into the Freiburg match tomorrow. It's a new game tomorrow, and we can't wait until the second half to kick into. We can't wait until the second half to kick into gear. We have to be on it from the off. Thomas Soucek has spoken. We have to be on it from the off. Come on, you wines. Anyway, Holly's going to be doing Hammer's headlines. It should be out in a couple of hours' time, and then we start in earnest tomorrow in terms of the game. We'll have the predicted 11 show. We'll have a morning show as well. And then we'll be doing, hopefully, a review show after the game. Hopefully we've won. Hopefully we've qualified. And if that's the case, we'll be doing the live draw on the Friday as well. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. And take care. Much love. Bye.